How you doing? My name is Greg Thomas. I'm the host of the Muddy Microphone Podcast. I just wanted to take a few minutes and cover a few things. First, what's a podcast? I get that question a lot. Second, I want to introduce the Muddy Microphone Podcast and talk about that. And third, I just want to talk about how you can listen to the Muddy Microphone Podcast. First things first, what is a podcast? I get that a lot. So a podcast is really just an audio file. It's just like listening to the radio, except it's on demand. If you have an iPhone or an electronic device, you can download it and listen to it at your leisure. It's not appointment programming, and it's basically just like listening to a recording on your electronic device. If you have access to the internet, you can listen to a podcast. Second, what is the Muddy Microphone Podcast? The Muddy Microphone Podcast is really a podcast about off-road. Usually the podcasts are one of two things. One, an interview with somebody from the off-road industry. For example, I've interviewed Joey D from UTV Underground, Matt Martelli from Mad Media. I've talked to Jim Beaver from the Down and Dirty radio show, hugely popular radio show that's also a podcast. Talked to racers like Mike Penland, Thomas Brown from ATV Motocross, Walker Fowler, the GNCC ATV champion, Rick Checo, he just raced Hunt the Wolf, and Destination Polaris. So I just talked with those guys as well today, so they'll be on the podcast really soon. So if you're hearing this, they're probably available for you to listen to. The second type of podcasts I do really are podcasts with either guys that I ride with or other folks in the off-road industry, and we talk about different topics, whether it be riding different pieces of equipment, whether it's gear discussions, riding locations, any topic in the off-road industry, we kind of chat about it. So really, it's just a podcast about off-road. And the third thing is, how do you listen to the podcast? You can go to muddymikepodcast.com, and it has all the content on there. Every previous episode of the podcast is available at muddymikepodcast.com. And you can go on there, you can listen to every episode. It's completely free. You don't have to download anything. You can stream it right from the site if you like. And you can also listen on iTunes if you have an Apple phone, or you can listen on Stitcher if you don't have an Apple phone. You can also, on the website, link to our social media. Pretty active on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can, follow me, have some different content that I throw around on there that's different from the podcast. So you can follow me on those social medias as well. But that's basically it. Hopefully I explained what is a podcast, what is the Muddy Microphone Podcast, and the ways you can listen. So again, check out muddymikepodcast.com. Hopefully you listen. Hopefully you leave some comments below and ask for any additional content, and I'll try to get it out there for you guys. I'm also hoping in the future to do more YouTube stuff, maybe some video reviews. Definitely going to put a lot more video from the rides that I do this year, going to different locations like Tug Hill, Trail Fest, was out in Glamis this year, so hopefully I'll try to get that out on YouTube and use that a little bit more, make that a bigger part of the podcast portfolio, so to speak. So hope you guys enjoy it. Listen to the podcast, muddymikepodcast.com. Thanks.